I'm starting with the base Minecraft village, and I have a goal of allowing villagers to roam free. Last episode, I transformed the entire surrounding flower forest, which means it's time to transform a village. This has taken over 250 days to complete, so be sure to leave a like and please subscribe if you enjoy. Hey folks, fWhip here, and welcome to Hardcore Minecraft. A little while ago, the hard drive in my computer failed, and everything was gone, and all of my Minecraft worlds were on there. I instantly got to work trying to recover anything I could get my hands on. After 12 hours and quite a few tears later, I did it. I saved the hardcore world. With that, I decided to reward myself by adding microblocks to the Wandering Trader. Along with surviving 3,000 days, I think I've earned it. And here's my collection so far. And I can take a few with me to add around the city for some extra spice. Just little guys like that is gonna make such a difference. Moving on to something that will affect how I play the game, I want to use warped wood for the roofs of the village. But I can't be bothered to chop any more down. I really try to not automate the grind away, as I might as well just play creative mode. But I need another tree farm. To build this farm, I'm gonna need a lot of materials. First glass from the librarians, and a lot of redstone from the clerics. A quick trip down to the iron farm, where I just need a little bit of stuff. A little extra mess for now as I get things sorted. First crafting orange dye to create orange glass, and I've already got tons of pistons, slime blocks, walls, and slabs in here. That leaves hoppers, observers, dispensers, repeaters, comparators, and the works. But this should be just about everything I'm going to need, as we're building the automatic farm by Crimulus. Now, it's not the prettiest thing, but I do need it near the future village so it can run while I'm working. And I'm thinking right up against the mountain here could be perfect. First, I need to prep the area and push this as close to the hill as I can. I didn't really think about where to put the redstone, and I don't want it out here in the middle, so I gotta clear this out too. And this should about do it. Next, for any blocks I drop, we can put a little water in the corner, and this should be big enough. First up here, I need to build a redstone clock that's gonna control the entire thing. Next up, to make this farm automagical, we can add in a few spawning spaces around here for all of our warped goodies. And maybe the crimson. This farm also produces warped and crimson mushrooms, so I'm building a little collection system for those and an easy way to supply bone meal. Now for the much more fun, explosive part. But now we can take the time to explode stuff, which this should bring us right here into the middle. Okay, but actually none of this goes here. I definitely know what I'm doing, and this is a little clock up here. Yep, I very much know what this whole thing does. And so I smartly finished up the farm with no tutorial whatsoever, definitely not, no way, as I'm a professional. Moving on and grabbing some bone meal, not as a distraction, just stuff to do. Let's keep going. We can fill both ends of the chest here with a ton of bone meal, 27 stacks each for now. I'm gonna sleep the night away before this gets too spooky, as it is time to test this thing. Please work. I mean, I definitely know the redstone's perfect, but yep, please work. The farm definitely was working as intended, and I knew that straight away. So we're off to plant a field. Not as a distraction at all for me not knowing what I was doing whatsoever. We just absolutely have to plant a new field precisely right now, as also you absolutely should subscribe right now. This is episode 30, and I've survived 3,135 days in hardcore Minecraft. The flower farms in last episode produced an insane amount of seeds, so I wanted to plant a brand new wheat field here near spawn. Moving on to the next distraction, let's get this village going, where yes, I will actually build the village today. The plan for this one is to bring a few roads through and link them all together, then create some village houses and structures themed after villager professions, adding in some market stalls to bring it alive, and lastly some small fields around for the farmers to work. Now first, to get the roads in place. This should do. Now I need a little bit of wheat. Wow. Wow. Look how much we have. Oh, this farm's working great. I'll convert 9 stacks over for now. Okay, maybe just a little bit more. I do need mud bricks after all. For our first step here, before we put in the roads, I think it's time to remove everything else inside of the village. It's like it was never here. Speaking of which, where are the villagers? You've got... What? You've got to be kidding me. How did you manage this? Get out. Get out right now. You want to stay in there? Okay. And we still have 2 alive in the hot tub. The village can go on. Where next I need to clear out some of the grass in order to bring the road all the way up. Right about here, I think we start transitioning out of the coarse dirt into our packed mud and mud brick. First section is in, and this will work, and we'll keep expanding it as we get the village houses in. But first, I'm finishing the street layout throughout the village, creating a small loop in the middle, where the villagers have finally joined the village of a building and a tower. But hi! Lure 2? Yeah, I'm gonna lure you into the village. Get it. Get it. And our first toolsmith working the market stall that the horse's head is... Huh. Oh no, I forgot to turn on the tree farm this entire time. I was really hoping to come back to a bunch of materials. Before I do that though, let's get a little bit of cobblestone here inside the quarry. I swear I never sleep in this bed, but we can stay the night at home. Now let's turn the farm on. Well, I spent some time planning out where the structures of all these buildings are gonna go. We can do a stonemason back here with a small workshop station out in front. Kitty corner to that, we can have a leather worker's shop. They'll probably have a workstation back over here. The library once stood tall here, so I want to throw it back in. And something like this. Next door to that, we can have the butcher shop, a toolsmith over here. And for the entrance on this side, I want to include a tavern that's actually going to come out over the road into a little stables. To fill in on this side of the road, we can do another farmhouse and lead into a replacement for the replacement for the chapel. This right here should do it, and I've got plenty of space to add in details like trees. Speaking of which, how is the farm doing? Wow, that's a lot of stuff. I think it's out of bone meal though. With that sorted, I'm gonna need a lot of blocks to build the village. First, a lot of copper, which I want to lay out in the village so while I'm building, it's already aging down. All 3 stacks are now placed down. Next, I'm gonna need to empty this shulker box. And it can go in here, it's fine. And here, because it's so organized. From here, we're off to the desert to fill an entire shulker box of sandstone. This is probably why I have storage issues. I realistically don't need that much, but I just like having a lot of blocks, okay? So we're gonna keep doing it. Running down into the super smelter, I want to put about 18 stacks in here for smooth sandstone, and it should be coming back pretty quick. A few minutes later, there we go. This house here is gonna be for the stone cutter and the leather worker right next door, so we don't need this field or any of the water, let alone the farmland. Both will have outdoor workstations, so I changed a lot of the grass out for coarse dirt and packed mud. For the mason, I want to start with white terracotta, stone brick on the corners like we've done so far. Sticking kind of with the base idea from our first buildings, I do want to include some tuff here at the bottom. Then we bring in the white terracotta all the way up inside of this way, so we have a large entrance in case boulders or something need to be moved in and out of the workshop. We can do this, and since we have it, let's grab some crimson stem planks on the corner, a door, and strip stems. I kind of like that. That works out really well. Moving on to the second floor, I want to take a lot of theme elements from the first building we created, so sticking the spruce out to the sides and then stacking it up with the same slope all the way up for the roof. Along the back here, I want to bring in some strip jungle logs with a few windows for a small jut out. Going for the birch and smooth sandstone for the walls with plenty of windows on top. The mason's house is starting to look pretty good, but I forgot an item, so let's make the shulker monster even worse. But look at my nice wagon. You live in the house, give me this. I keep running out of the stuff, so I want to fill an entire shulker with dark prismarine. How much do I actually have down here? A little over 2 stacks. Oh no, this is my life now. About an hour later, and I'm all out of ink. Taking a quick trip out into the end to the Witherose farm, or Ender Pearl farm, I guess. Okay, these can craft into black dye for more dark prismarine. Not perfect, but better than nothing. With that all finally done, I want to gather up all of the aged copper and get back into building. We have a lot of houses to build in the village today, so the mason's house is now set in stone. Then jumping over to the leather worker to build a 1-story house and finishing up the outdoor workstation, where I have these big vats over here for some water and a small stirring tool. Of course, some actual cauldrons for workstations and a few extra bits around. And a much better. Now for the first farmer's house, where I want to replace the base along here with some tuff. I'm really liking the stone brick on the corners and then the white terracotta in the middle to match our Plains Village vibes, or something like this should work. Slab a mangrove door on the front, a little lantern right there, glass for the window, and oak trap doors. Cutting another out on the side. Giving this house a little bit more presence, I want to extend ourselves out this way stack up a few of the logs like we've done on a few other houses. Then for the middle, we can start with birch planks and smooth sandstone on the sides. This way it fits with everything else and really starts to set in the style, carrying that around the rest of the house so it all feels cohesive and fitting inside the environment. This is looking pretty good so far. Then here on the back, I want just a small, tiny section sticking out. So it's not all the exact same. Let's bring in some oak. Then from here, we can just extend out some slabs to cover. Finishing this farmer's house off with a diorite chimney and stacking up the roof style we're using throughout the rest of the village so far. A bit basic for now, but inside each of these houses, I want to include a bed and a workstation. Stonecutter's already outside here, so they just need a bed. And, ow, I get it. It's fine. This isn't even your house. Well, the worker can have a bed too, though. Next, I want to tear these guys down and get some actual trees over here. Going back to the azalea trees we built in the last episode, I want to repeat those here too. And that is looking a lot better coming into the village from this side already. Most of the copper is aged down now, so I can at least clean up this mess. Just a few stubborn pieces left to age. I am starting to get a little worried about the villagers. The population seems to be dwindling. A quick stop at the wheat farm. I can craft a few stacks of bread. Now, if I give this to one of the villagers, hopefully with all of the... Okay, just walk away from the bread I'm trying to give you. If I give these to you, hopefully you'll go give it to your friends, right? Yeah. And you know what? Yes, kind of forgot about the banner I made. We can add in a few of them around the village just to keep the vibe going. But next up, I'd like to refocus on the opposite corner of the village and work on an inn with an attached stables. Ooh, you're aged. I want to add some more color into the village, so let's get some purple dye or purple terracotta and magenta terracotta. Our first child appears to be stuck behind the stonecutter. You'll figure it out, right? Yeah. I believe in you. Cobblestone base going around the sides. Then here on the front, I think we could have some stone brick, and then we bring our purple terracotta coming up. Throw a little door frame in here with some spruce, and we carry the details going around the rest of it. To continue on with the purple, I'm thinking we do the door here out of crimson. I'm kind of loving it right now since I finally have it to work with. Finishing off the first floor, I carried the purple terracotta all the way around and built a little side section. This is a pretty good start, and to have an overhang on the road, I think we can extend a little bit of spruce out, bring some trapdoors down, creating a small archway. The archway is going to link to the stables and a second floor for the inn so we can have a few more rooms. But first off, finishing the inn with white terracotta for the second floor walls with a little magenta at the top and a warped copper roof to bring it all together. I'm really loving this for the back entrance into the village, and I think a very tall tower right here will look fantastic. Or fan-flippin-tastic. We now have 2 children in the village and a tower where, yep, the extra height is working great. To go up even further though, I do want to collect a little bit of sand from the river because somehow I have all the smooth sandstone, but no sand. To keep an eye on the new children and make sure they're safe, I'm adding a top of the tower out of sandstone with a deep slate roof. We are officially a village. We have cats. Look at him, he's adorable. But first we need to build a stables section, which is gonna go right over here. A few stalls to get inside, and then I think we can bring some jungle all the way around the back. I'm trying to keep the scale similar throughout the entire village so it all fits together, so we'll bring ourselves up 4 blocks, and then we'll do strip jungle logs in between. You know what? Instead, let's go up 5 blocks, and then inside of here, we can create some stalls for the horses themselves, like this, and spruce coming across the top where I've run out. For now, let's tear out the entire floor underneath and replace it with some coarse dirt. Out here in the front, I think we can replace some of this grass too, as it's gonna be a busier part of town, so we probably need an actual road. That is looking much better. Somehow, I have all of these shulker boxes of so many different types of materials everywhere, completely unorganized, and there's no spruce wood. We're completely out. Time for a quick break from the village and stop by the neighboring mega taiga, as I need to restock up on as much spruce wood as I can fit in my inventory. An entire day of log chopping later, and this should satisfy my endless need for spruce trapdoors. Maybe for just this project. But I'm not a bad guy, so I will replant the trees I chopped down. Materials ready to go. I'm back at finishing the stables with a second floor balcony, moving on to some sandstone walls to keep it simple, and then a spruce roof to add contrast to the other roof lines in the village. Oh, hi there, little friend. No thank you. We're not accepting visitors quite yet. I've still got a village that needs building. One final line of logs here at the top, and the stables is done. Just a few beds in here for the inn, and barrels for the bartenders. Before moving on to a new area, I want to build up more of the cypress trees to border the road like I did on the far side of town. I need a quick sacrifice here from one of the horses for a bit of leather with sticks to make item frames. As outside of the inn, I want to give the beds as a symbol at, like, please, thank you. This is an inn with a bed, so you can sleep in the inn. And a second out here with a little banner showing that we're coming into the village. Next up, it's time to get some farmers. First, I need to grab a load of carrots. This beautiful house right here is going to be for a farmer, so we can throw in a composter and a bed. Then right back over here, where I can throw in some slabs, waterlog them, and then expand farmland around it and plant in all the carrots for the villagers to hopefully maintain the population themselves. A few slabs in here so the farmer doesn't trample everything, but these two lovely gentlemen should be able to maintain the village if they can't figure out how to spawn golems to keep him safe. I do feel kind of bad leaving our new farmer friend without a roof over his head, so I need to raise it. Villagers, I will protect you. Everybody's safe. Okay, that's good. Oh, we got a golem. Look at that. Oh, we have a protector. I hope this doesn't look too awful in the end, as I want to bring the flower farm style from last episode into the village. I am not done with it yet though, so we can frame out the window, maybe campfires along the top, and do something like this to kind of hide it all. Before jumping into the warped wood for the roof, we can bring in a little spruce as a border, and the farmer approves. He likes his house. To go along with this being related to the flower forest, I'm thinking we add a little stand out here where they might be selling some flowers, and a little awning on the house itself. Making sure it's still related to the village, I'm throwing on a warped roof. Pink, pink, and red. Now, I really like soul lanterns, but this is my last one. And I want to throw one back here to keep the farmland a little brighter. Taking a quick stop at the iron farm for some iron, and we jump into the nether. Made it. Professional. Now, inside of here, I should find that they gave soul torches. Professional. Quick trip into the quarry for some bamboo, though. I can craft a ton of soul torches, which using iron nuggets, we can craft soul lanterns. Quick stop at the sheep farm for more orange and pink wool to craft tons of banners, because I need more cozy vibes in my life. Off to build the next structure, I'm building a small blacksmith for a toolsmith to work, using deep slate for the chimney in an outdoor working station, and some mixed stones in for the walls and dark prismarine for the roof. Adding some magma blocks for the forge here, and trapdoors so the villagers don't warm their toes to death. Smithing table for the job station, and an anvil. That looks pretty good, except the magma is leaking out, so maybe I just do that. Yeah, probably better. I know you're a fisherman, but you like the forge? No. Yes? No, he's just leaving. Okay, goodbye. Oh, he likes it. I should have a toolsmith around here. So, oh, hi, there you are. Sweet, that actually works out great. Let's buy some hose. Be a little symbol on an item frame for our shop. The extra details really do help make a difference here. Taking a look back at where we started, we've already built houses for our stonemason and leather workers. The inn is ready for any travelers who might want to buy tools from our toolsmith, and our village is now self-sustaining with a few farmhouses. We've still got a lot of work to do, but there's a wandering trader right over here. Hey, buddy, what do you got? What do you got? Hello, hello. Oh, dripstone block, cartography table. Okay, I need as many of these as I can get. Ancient debris. I don't think I have any. I think I smelted it all. Emergency emeralds. And this is what I can get so far. Not too much, but it's a start. Back to the base we go. I need many blocks, okay? I've got a few more blocks we can trade, but no diamond. Oh, wait. I forgot about these. I will take that. Any ancient debris in here? Oh, there's 3 netherite. Kind of forgot about those. Now back to focusing on the village, where we need to build up the butcher shop and then the library. Wandering traders being useful again is actually so much fun for me. For the butcher shop though, I want to give ourselves a small tower working all the way up here and a little window. From here we can add a little top trim going around with some spruce. On top of the spruce, let's bring in a little copper for the highlight. And that should do it. Now we just need a building to go with it, where we can tear this out and bring in packed mud. Stone for the base again, and then we can do a few stairs as a divider. From here, I think we bring some oak in, and then around where we're gonna have windows, we can maybe do a little stripped oak. Working on a slope coming down, over here I'm thinking we do a single floor where the oak is at the base. Another window down here, then we could just bring it into the middle and peek it up. Since this is a butcher, I do want a place for animals to hang out nearby for a vacation. Yeah, vacation. We'll say that. Yep, vacation. But back here, we can have a little side entrance with some mangrove. Then for the place for animals to hang out, we just bring in a bunch of coarse dirt. With a little outdoor area like this, I think it'll work great. And then we could just bring in the stairs all the way up with a little oak back here. Quickly finishing off the second story house and adding in all of the details, the butcher is finished. After I make a furnace for a smoker, which we can throw inside the butcher with a bed. So the villager can't get into the animal pen though, we'll put a trapdoor here. Speaking of the animal pen, let's get a few carrots. Maybe the top of the mountain shall give pigs. Pig! Now I just need to guide the 2 pigs all the way into the village. Okay, let's see if we can get these guys in together. Yes, perfect. And baby piggy. One quick stop before we move on. I need some emeralds to buy bookshelves. Okay, maybe I need more emeralds to buy more bookshelves. Hey, want to see me build another thing in the village? Want to see me do it again? Just so much learning in here. I mean, look at all these bookshelves. I just can't quite afford a floor yet, so we'll put the lecterns over here and 2 librarian beds here. Moving on to the final houses here in the center, I've got a new idea, so let's tear out all of the cobblestone. For these, I'd like to build out some row houses to share the space instead of the single diagonal building I had originally planned. I realized I still have plenty of space down here to include another building. So I've added a balcony to be able to get up to the 2nd floor to get inside this one, and then also a way inside of another building, and the front street entrance is looking really good. To make them feel unique, I want this entire top floor over here to be made out of mangrove. This building, on the other hand, is going to be stripped oak logs. This area is going to be a market soon, so we can add a big bay window here looking out over it. And I want this building to be slightly shorter than those guys, so it'll come up to here. Repeating this over to the far side too. With the walls in place, it's time to raise the final roofs of the village houses. The only building that now remains is the chapel, but we'll tackle that soon, as I need to deal with mob-proofing the actual village. For this one, we've got to go inside the Giga Tree, which right here should work. Yes, to the old glow-lichen farm, which for once is actually not out of bone meal. That should do it. The Giga Tree giveth again. One day I'll actually expand it. One day, and it won't look so wonky. But back over to the village, as the roofs of a lot of these buildings are very spawnable. So a little glow lichen dotted around should help keep all of our villagers safe. But a lot of these back sections too, I think we can just dot some on the outside walls. So it'll just keep zombies a little farther away. Cat! I don't know why this cat scared me so much, but it did. And that should help keep the villagers safe. Next up, we've got to fix up this area and turn it into a market. First up, I need to tear up all of the grass in here. Oh, a house. And replace it all with rooted dirt, a little coarse dirt, and slabs to bring it down for the market layer. And much better. This here should be perfect for a little market. Oh, I almost forgot. I need some composters and a few beds for our new homes. They're just gonna share a house and stare at each other when they sleep. Hopefully they're good neighbors. And the third gets a big house to themselves. For the market, I'd like to include a few villager professions that we don't already have homes for, and maybe a few random little stands. Like this here, we can fill in with some flowers. Then another stand can go right here so we can have a walkway. We'll cover this one, but I do want to bring it in line with a second stall right over here. Scaffolding for a little standing area. Then to cover this side, I think we start with some birch, smooth quartz, birch, smooth quartz, and birch. Oh, don't. Oh, don't kill yourself. I love villagers. I'm building a home for villagers because I love villagers. Now for this one over here, we're gonna just use some red sandstone. Right back here, we can have a Fletcher, and over here we can have a weaponsmith? Weaponsmith. Yes. This corner isn't big enough for a stall, so maybe instead we just have some firewood around. Then in here we can build a well. That would probably do best with a little bit of water. Perfect. Building up the corners. And a few stairs on top. First try. Definitely first try. Oh, bedtime. I love this bell. Oh no, buddy, you're gonna have some problems with that, aren't you? Yeah, we'll deal with that later. As for a final stall, I want to give this for Fletchers. And by Fletchers, I mean shepherds with a loom. Now for this one, we can just throw in a little bit of mangrove for the roof and have it inching up to the top. For one last addition, I think we can add a little deep slate right in here and another post back here. Then if I can figure out a way to connect them, we can hang some lanterns and banners from it. Ooh, no, so close. I think something like that'll work. Then I should have some more banners. Yes. I think off of the lanterns or maybe right next to the lanterns. This is looking really, really cool over here. Maybe we can add in a few of our white tulips. Azure blue for variety, and this last guy, I don't know, maybe he's growing right there. Grabbing some more rockets, and I want to make a quick flight home to this lovely mess of my storage room, floor, storage porch. It's a storage porch now, where I have all of these. Let's grab a cartography table and a bunch of other goodies, which we can throw around the place to help decorate and just add a little extra flair. Maybe some ore for the weaponsmith. I don't know how he's turning that into a weapon right here. Minecraft logic, but the rests are starting to be a little filled out. Now this is really starting to feel like a bustling village. Time to keep an eye out for wandering traders as I stop by, but the sun is setting and I really need to make sure this place is spawn proof on the inside. So any dark spots, we can toss in a few lanterns. But I think maybe this corner, you really like that plant, huh? Yeah, you kind of want to go home, buddy. No, don't go through the bush, go around the bush. Oh, you're okay. Oh, there you go. Look at you. Wow. So talented. I've added a few prismarine walls in here to kind of block things off, but it looks pretty safe. You're doing great. You'll get over that trapdoor one day. Right. I think we can move forward. It's time to build the chapel. As a first step, I want to completely remove the original plan I laid out, as I've got a new idea. I don't want to base anything off of real-world religious structures, so the chapel I came up is with my own circular design. Here in the center, I've decided I want to have a sapling of the Giga Tree, something like that. And leaving it open to the sky, I want to surround the central garden with pillars. The sky's weeping, it's so happy to have a garden. We can start to light this by having some soul lanterns hanging from these walls. The outside frame, I want to start with tuff on the base. Moving into white terracotta, stacking all the way up to the top of the wall. This is already starting to look really nice, but the lighting in here isn't quite enough, so I think if we bring some glow lichen around the base of the pillars, the cat can live safely inside of the chapel thing. Even with these large windows ready to go in, the outside's still rather flat. So we add in a little stone brick, andesite stair, and then a little more stone brick with another stair. We can throw a granite wall on the base. That's a good start. Here in the middle, maybe we do some cobbled deep slate walls stacking up just to bump it out a half block. Then on the 45-degree angles, we could bring that in even further with stone brick walls to the top. And of course, our cobbled deep slate walls in too. Yeah, I think that works. I just got 3 more sides to go. Adding a front entrance, breaking away from the circular shape, I'm adding in a touch of glazed terracotta here too, which with the prismarine, I think is working pretty well. I'm really enjoying the walls expanding and making this just a touch wider. So let's add some more here on the second layer. And the open gaps on the outside, I think it can work too. This is meant to be a little fancier than everything else in the village, so I think the more details we add in, we're gonna hit that mark. Next up, crafting a bunch of orange dye to make orange candles. As I built out these shelves around the side, I think a few flower pots and then candles, and I'm 1 short. And 2 candles. Dang it. Wait, we live in a village. Let's get some emeralds and stonemason. Bricks. Flower pots. I really love the azure bluets and I use them throughout the world so much, so I think we can just use those and light the candles. It's really getting lit in here. Hello. Hello, fellow kids. Okay, it's fine. I'll just go back to lighting my candles. Much better. Next up, I'm gonna need a lot of warped wood and crimson wood, where thankfully this farm has tons. The crimson we can use inside of here as a way to kind of give ourselves a ceiling. That's what it's called. An internal roof, or, you know, as one might call it, a ceiling. And something like this should do it. But maybe we just throw a few torches on because this is very dangerous up here. Now for the roof, we can add in a bunch of warp stem for warp stairs. Stacking up a few blocks high into the sky, creating the entire ring roof of warp planks, with little lightning rods on top to stop the villagers from turning into witches. Of course, we do need a cleric villager in here so we can have a brewing stand. Now, the windows, they need some glass. I've already got orange and light blue, but I want to grab some pink dye, where we can work from orange glass, pink glass into light blue. A little weird, but I kind of like it. And now the Giga Tree Chapel is finally finished off, and the sun was just hitting the tree perfectly. Oh, hi, sun. But the vibes in here are absolutely perfect. With the final building done, it's time to move on to detailing the village to wrap up this project and create a nice place to live for the little children. Hey, you're still stuck behind there. Huh. First up, I want to expand the carrot fields because the farmers aren't able to reach it quite well. And the chapel did remove a touch of it. First one in place back here. A few leaves to kind of border the houses and maybe this section. The fields also work as a great way to mob-proof things and stop the zombie spawns. So we can throw another back here around the corner. That should work, and the farmers will fill out the rest of the field. Little hedge wall can go all the way around. On top of the fields, I want to add little flower beds like this. Grab some more of our azalea leaves and dot in a few more trees around the village. The inside of the village is looking really spectacular now. You'll get up there one day, buddy. You'll get up. Yep. You'll get. Come on. No. Okay. Yep. Look at you. They're getting smarter every day. Except the shulker monster, that is. We'll clean that up soon. Now, outside here, I have a lot of empty spaces. And I'm sorry, friends, I've got to kick you out of the hot tub now. It's time to actually be members of the village. It's safe and great and beautiful. It's so much better than when you were last there. Okay, come on now. You're trading who's in the bottom block. For this open flat area we have, I think just a little bone meal over here is gonna be really nice to have some dead space. It looks artificial without any tall grass, but this will help just liven it up a touch. I just gotta get rid of a lot of the flowers. And much better. Now over here though, I thought another of the orange tulip fields could look really nice. This will be a pretty big field. Time to just make my ears bleed a little bit more. Yep, favorite part of this game. That should be plenty. With all the orange tulips ready to go, I just got back to work placing them down in their rows. That worked really well to fill in the area. For the rest of the dead space, we can go through the process of just bone mealing it all. I'm sure there's a better thing I could do in this space, but I really don't want to take away from the village and everything we just built, so it's okay to have a little bit of dead space as just the green foliage. This journey started nearly 250 days ago with the base Minecraft village, where we tore it all down without TNT to keep the villagers safe and create this brand new village, where, don't worry, I did clean up the shulker mess, but I am so excited to share this newly completed village transformation. And with that, this is episode 30, meaning it's time for a world download. This is available to YouTube members and Patreon supporters as a thank you for all of the continued support. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and be sure to subscribe, but I'll catch y'all on the flip side.